Hi everyone, welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
And I'm DK. On this episode of Anime Reaction, we watched episode 0 of Tales of Zestiria VX, not DX, like the 90s wrestling stable. That mistake.
Anyway, if you want to check out our reaction for the 0th episode of Tales of Zestiria the X, hit that link in the description below.
Hey, be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. And don't forget to like and share our videos. And thanks for watching. Oh my god.
So let's start off by saying animation was phenomenal.
Glorious. Ufotable at their best.
Zero and I differ on this subject, but I think that the way that they used 3D animation in this was exactly the way that you should. And he thinks it's grating on his eyes. And the opposite is true on the first episode of Berserk.
For me, I can see where they're attempting to it's almost like a 3D movie that I don't like. Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
Okay. So when you watch a 3D movie, things pop out at you, right?
Yeah.
Or in terms of, say, Pokemon X and Y or Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that's on the 3DS. That 3D animation, to me, is mind-numbing. Because the way that they do it, it really gives a little too much depth.
So it kind of hits a bit of an uncanny valley for you?
Yeah. The background really has so much depth, it actually gives me a headache.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, visual perception is definitely one thing.
So when it's the character that's 3D, when it's just the character that's 3D rendered, I can deal with that much better than I can deal with everything being 3D and having this vast pit that I'm staring into.
So
that's how it looks to me.
So it's less a matter of personal taste and more of what makes you dizzy or not?
Pretty much.
Okay. That's different. You kind of can't help that. That's biology.
Okay. Whereas I really like the added depth of the environment. But when it's the characters that are 3D rendered, they just look out of place and frankly weird.
Now, I will give you that. There are certain things that I don't like in my 3D animation. And I'll tell you, Puck and the old man were definitely two things I didn't like in 3D
Berserk's first
episode. Sorry. Yeah. In this one, I didn't see any problems, and that's why, I will give this one more of a 8 when I said Berserk is more of a 7. But that's still, I have problems with the attempt of 3D. It's not as bad as the one mecha show that all of us were like, because the because the animation.
The Knights of Sidonia.
Knights of Sidonia. I don't think any of us actually like the animation, and
not at all.
I would have given that one a 0. On animation, it was way too bad.
Our opinions, of course, differ from your opinions, differ from each other.
Of course, our opinions differ from everyone else's. Why do you think Knights of Sidonia even got a second season?
Yeah, because Netflix funded it.
Netflix money. That's the only reason.
Anyway, but so far, the animation in this one is just really, really good.
I love it.
The tornado scene where it's following them, gave me chills.
Yeah.
But
even establishing shots of the capital city there, you could see the details of the masonry in the city walls. It was that detailed. That's one of the things I like about how Ufotable does 3D. They use it to kind of enhance the 2D aspects of it. They don't try to make it kind of bulge out at you, like 90s CGI.
Yes and no, because yes, they try to enhance it, but unfortunately, it's not entirely based off the 2D because I do get vertigo. I can only get vertigo with a attempted 3D that's not quite
With those
3D.
long, like deep, like sweeping shots or something. Again, that's more biology.
Yes.
That's more biology than personal taste, I think. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that, so that's why I prefer this type of 3D usage rather than trying to make characters 3D.
however, it is not Knights of Sidonia. It's not Ping Pong Club. So we can be right
It had a
for that.
lot worse going for it.
Well-
I think Jin was kind of also in that club.
Yeah, it was. It got into the kind of bizarre look.
So that's
So
that's the animation.
yeah, that's just the animation.
We could probably talk another
The-
20 minutes about the animation.
Repeating ourselves
the
the whole time.
story, it kind of felt like they were trying to go through too much in the first episode, but it was also the prologue, so we're probably not going to get to the actual story until next week.
Yeah, so I'm willing to let that slide a wee bit. I think this prologue was mainly to establish the world we're living in here and this kind of age of chaos I keep mentioning, because this is definitely a chaotic-looking story. If the prologue's how it starts, the prologue is starting the series how it means to go on.
Yeah.
So, damn.
No, I think it's probably going to slow down after this, at least a little bit. There will be fights, of course, but
Enough to introduce our main characters.
I mean, the
not
opening,
quite the spectacle that we had in this one.
the opening that we saw looks cheery. I mean, you get to see a lot more green. You get to see a lot more,
Just color, really.
yeah, and you get to see the characters actually like.
A lot, yeah, you see a lot less fire, dragon, tornado sucking up small children.
So we're bound to
So-
have some lighter areas, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if lighter is the way to put it, but definitely not quite so spectacle heavy.
Yeah. When I say lighter, I mean like I took Insano Grimgar-esque, where it was the in-between areas.
Yeah, I still don't think that we're going to get a lot of that. But I never played Tales of Zestiria, so I don't know how that story goes exactly.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for this time on Anime Reaction. As always, I'm Rizzo.
I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
See you next time.